know this lick from Paco in the Viviré album, I think it is, this seguidilla thing. And that was recycled into this beautiful phrase for tangos, which means that how we learn, this is the introduction for the new series of learning series. So we need to learn how you will learn. This is what is to be learned. Therefore, here the important thing is the understanding. The main difference between my lessons, or my approach, the approach that I advise you take in lessons from other teachers, is that I prefer that you understand the language rather than repeating like a parrot, falsetto sort of stuff that you can only imitate or just repeat it over and over, just like a parrot repeats without any understanding of what it is. The real value of falsetto playing is if I can understand how it was composed. So if I can understand that, then it really has value there. Because this is not classic music after all. And the most important thing is to know the language of flamenco. Because with that you will be able to recycle things, compose things yourself, and really enjoy this music, right? Music is a language, and if I don't, what is the final part in a spoken language? Is to get jokes. when you can understand a joke in a foreign language, this means you really know the language, right? So therefore, to have fun with it is what I have to say. Is that here in this series we will talk a bit about what is the learning process, and practically speaking, how you can learn it. This really, for those who are interested in modern flamenco guitar. to flow, really flow while playing, technique has to be a non-worries area. And now people will think, yeah, I know. How good are you at it? This is my question. How good are you at it? How did you play this month? How did you play last month? This is what you have. You analyze for you. Again, I don't want you to put in the comment section. People will not do it. People is ashamed of this, that they are not advancing. Actually, they come and say to me very frankly, I feel ashamed, but you know, I know it is true. So it's no problem. I help you to get up everything, and they are getting amazing results with this method because it's based on sincerity and on reality. What is the reality? The reality is a video of you playing the thing, counting and playing, or rhythm. Okay, count and play with the metronome. This is how I did last month. This is how I'm doing now. So I am better or not? Of course you are better if you are following the program and if you have proper supervision. I make sure that this will happen. Otherwise I don't give the lesson because I don't need to give lessons. I don't do it as a job. I don't need it. I have too many students. I have more than what I can handle actually. So I'm not hunting people or anything. They come because they think they will get better playing, they will get some value out of my lesson. Therefore I'm inspired to do it. Because to me this is a challenge. How to make you play better. And therefore we have to first know when we play something, we will need some technique and some rhythm there. And this have to be a non-worries area. You cannot be playing and worry, oh, it comes this passage, oh my God, I failed or I missed the thing or I screwed the passage. No. You have to have the confidence and know that, yeah, this passage is coming, but I have the technique to play, no problem. Right? So otherwise you cannot, what flow means. Flow means that you're not worried. Or you worry or you flow. And now don't think, yeah, I know it. Because again the question is that you ask to yourself how good you are at it. This is the question. This is a very important question. Otherwise, this is serious about the learning process. Learning process means that. So therefore, we have to cover technique apart. The solution is very simple. It's so simple. One time a teacher, a great philosophy teacher, asked me this problem. I will show you now. He said, how you can, he wrote this and said, how you can shorten this line without cutting it or anything. So you have 1 hour to solve the problem. It was a philosophy class, and then I learned a lot. I still remember it. It was 20 years ago. And he said, how do you shorten this line? And give me the pen and the pencil there. I said, my God, I was just thinking, how it would be cutting with scissors, but no, but it has to be without modifying the thing, without touching this even. This has to be untouched, the solution. And I said, my God, I don't know. So I could not answer. And then he comes and do like this. And so this is the answer. But it's so evident that I couldn't see it. So this is the case exactly with this technique issue in guitar. It's very evident, but you cannot see it. If you see it, you will play better now than last month. And if that is hopefully will be that will be the case. But if it's not the case, then it means we have a problem in Houston. It means we are not getting it. Why? The first obstacle is the trick of the mind telling you, yeah, I know that. This is the first obstacle. I want you to think, how good are you at it? This is what is the learning process. The essence of it is that, is to see how we are at the learning. And what is learning? We have to learn how you will learn. Right, this is what we learn, how we learn. It's just learning how to learn. It's not just, yeah, I know it, and then play same last year, the other year. We are not making any progress. So if we become really observing this thing, that you will end up or laughing or crying. Better laugh, because if you come to my lessons, I make sure you will laugh like anything of the past problems and obstacles and doubts, because it's everything just as clear and easy like this. But when it was there presented, then after the problem was solved, I thought, oh my God, how I couldn't answer? This was the answer, to draw a bigger line. But of course, when things are already answered, then what? So therefore, if you could answer that question about the process, the learning process, the result would be that you could play better right now. And if that is not, I wish it is happening, but if it is not happening, as in many cases will be, and of course people will not put that in the comments, yeah, I suck at rhythm. So this is not happening. People, I tell you, is very ashamed of this because they know it's true. They know. Paco always said that, how are you playing now? Right? Because it's true, if you have to be constantly checking what you do, and this flow, because if you are doing what is supposed to be done with proper supervision, your homeworks, etc., and even this means 20 minutes a day of proper practice. Because if you know what this practice is and can apply it, and then become interested in practice by this knowledge and get free from doubt, you become very strong playing, and then you get even more interested into practice, then you will flow more and more, and then of course the technique becomes a non-worries area. If we are not there, then it means something is wrong. So those who are very intelligent will actually try to get into the process of eliminating the obstacles to get there. And this is why this learning, this is much more difficult for me than for you as a student. Teaching is much more difficult than playing. 20 times. Yeah. Because here, this is not about how I play, it's about how you will play. My desire and the intention, the reason why I do all this is because I want to make you play better. Better means better than when, better than yesterday, than last week, than last month. But if you analyze seriously this thing, the other day I saw one friend, and he's a student also, and I said, the last update you sent me of technique was 4 months ago. What are you thinking? I said that we were chatting with technique. I said, man, you in 4 months you have not sent me one update of technique. What is this? And he said, wow, this is true. I didn't even notice how past the time. And now we sent another. And I said, wow, I get to the same point I was before, but now it got me. This is just such an effort, because guitar is very yellows. And that's why it has the shape of a woman. This is very yellows. And you have to caress it every day better, at least 20 minutes, whatever, right? It's better to practice 20 minutes right than 20 years long. So it's not about, oh, I don't have too many hours, or I'm not professional, I am a hobby player. No, it doesn't matter. This is about improving or not improving, and that's it. It's as simple as this thing is. It's just how to answer this line. Therefore, technique and rhythm also has to be a non-worried area. But if I cannot get rhythm down, so for instance, if I say I need to play the Stiva, no? And then 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So now I really conquered the problem. I really know it. If I don't do that, I am just imagining my own game. And then, therefore, this is the difference between bluff and really do the things. So my students, they record their homeworks there. And that's a way to make sure that rhythm and technique will not be an issue. They have to be non-worries areas at their level, because there are 9 levels of this program. And the big difference between what we do and what other teachers do is that I am more based on the essence and on the understanding of the thing. I don't want students parroting pieces. Like if I learn, again I said this example, which is very accurate, that if I learn a poem in Russian, and I maybe pronounce it well, I don't know the language. I am just parroting it. I don't know the sentences, the cases, the verbs. I don't know this thing. I just parrot the stuff. And this is what people do with guitar. In my classes, we do play repertorial pieces, of course, but always with the goal of analyzing it and understanding it in a way that one day you can do your own music. This is the difference. I am not also against falsetto playing. We play falsettos, but the real value of playing falsettos is to understand what it is and how that is done, from which planet does it come, and how I will be able to make one also one day, not parroting. This is the difference. Otherwise, people sometimes train the students like if they are parrots. In fact, I told you that one day one guy came and said, I know what you say about parroting, because there are many videos. If you type the Ruben Diaz Flamenco parroting or parrot, there will come many videos there. Which is what Paco told me, that we should not be a parrot. And I believe it, I agree. So if you don't agree, I have no problem, but I do believe it. Because music, after all, has to be about you. And if in classic music you have to repeat notes only made by others. And here the goal of flamenco also before Paco was also similar. There was no improvisation there. This is Paco's contribution. Therefore, the goal of modern flamenco guitar is, he said it himself. You see it at the end of every video is that video, small clip, 30 seconds, which I have been following for the last 30 years, literally or more. And then this is the goal. That's what Paco said. By going into the realm of improvisation and learning improvisation, everyone should learn. This is the learning series. So here, it's about how good are you at it. Don't think, yeah, I know that. This is the first obstacle in the learning process. You have to think, how good are you at doing it? And then this is very hard. But that's why I am there as a teacher, to help you with this. Because you cannot do it alone. It's not possible. It's like asking someone to do his own dental work. It's not going to happen. That you need help. And until you become advanced, really, you cannot do this alone. Then you can walk alone on your own when you become an advanced player. Like now, he died, unfortunately. I'm teacherless now. I still learn from him, from what he left there. And yeah, this is the thing. You have to learn to walk on your own. But if this is not the case, because we are not so advanced still, then now I need at least to find out how I become a better player than yesterday, than last week, last month, and last year. But by facts, not by thinking. I told you, my students record every month the scales. This is the speed I had. This is how I play in February. This is how I play in April. This is how I'm doing now. And there you see objectively, with the help of this friend, this is a friend. It's not an enemy. Don't feel uncomfortable in his presence. Get used to his pleasing company. And 8, because he will help you to put you in your place and also indicate what's the advancement you are doing or otherwise. And therefore, we become very strong playing. You have to improve for sure, because we have the proper supervision, the proper method, we are following the proper teacher, which is not me, of course, it's Paco de Lucia. I'm not saying I am the teacher. The teacher is Paco, and I'm just a messenger here. He said this is black, he said this is black, this is this and this. That's why it has power, because I'm not modifying this process to get your own internal thing out through the external data. That's why, because people confuse that this is an information event, the learning process. It's not an information event, this is what we do here. It is how by this external information our own thing comes out. Because teaching, actually, the teacher will point out to your own, to search your own personality, and everyone has different melodies of creativity, melodical ideas in his mind, just like everyone has a a way to walk, or a tone of voice, which is, or a fingerprint, like some unique things that we have as individuals. These things in music have to come out, and the teacher is there to help that process, not to make a photocopy of someone else. We don't want to copy Paco also. We are not copying. Some people criticize and say, you are copying Paco. Like, this is not copy. That's what we are learning through his contributions. But I don't know, he also said this thing. You have to learn, you learn my stuff, but you do, through this thing, then you learn also who are you. Just like he, at the beginning, when he was 20 or less, 16 years old, and he saw Sabicas, and Sabicas was impressed because he was, of course, much better player than Sabicas already, and he knew Sabicas up and down times 20, and of course, but he played music of Nino Ricardo, and he said, Sabicas very enviously said, a flamenco player has to do his own thing. And then when Paco did, then Sabicas went out of the concert in the intermission, because he didn't like when he played with McLaughlin and these things. That narrow-minded was. So anyway, the thing is that indeed, even with this envious spicy thing there inside, it was a good advice, and Paco did it, and it's true. And then therefore Paco discovered, Paco knew all the whole thing, and then of course was too small for him. Even Chick Corea said in the last documentary of Paco, just watch that, Chick Corea, the topmost composer of the century, he said, we cannot limit Paco to flamenco. Paco is bigger than that. It's too little flamenco music for this guy. This is much bigger, this guy. In fact, he reinvented everything. And what is the goal? The goal is improvisation. Paco himself said it. Everyone should learn it. Flamenco players, classic, of every music. He said it even helped me. So what to speak of you or me or us? He said that, right? Very clearly. It's not me saying it. He said it. You can watch it. This is the goal. And this is the only one advice that he has given publicly. He never give, just observe this detail I will say. There is not one other advice that Paco has given about guitar or music. He never said practice this way, technique, or nothing publicly, I mean. Of course, personally, he didn't mean it to me, he said many things, but, and probably to other people, but publicly he never gave any advice about how to improve playing guitar or anything in music. And actually he always warned the interviewers of the things that don't ask me questions about how to play because I don't know what to say, he said. So he always used to say this, warn the guys that will do interview to not ask that. So, but this time, in television, he said it himself. He said the whole thing in 30 seconds, which is everyone, no matter what, should go towards improvisation. If it so means this is the goal. And he said, it even helped me, and he said that through this approaching the goal, the realm of improvisation, you will get freedom and knowledge. And he said knowledge of what? Knowledge about how you play, not what, how you play. For instance, knowing about over which harmonies you are at every moment. So if you repeat pieces like parrot, this is not what Paco's philosophy is. No matter that you do it note per note exactly, this is wrong. That's not what, actually he said, I don't know why people don't notice that I never played anything again. He said, for instance, this piece. You know this is the Gran Medina thing. He said, I never played this again. Where is it? And he played it only one time. And most of the things he created as pieces settled there with falsetto and stuff, he created this out of improvising. So why we don't get it? He never said, repeat falsettas like a parrot and you will get knowledge and freedom. He never said that. He said, you have to master improvisation, and if you do that, you will get knowledge and freedom. Otherwise he would say falsetto playing is the only knowledge. No, that was before him. Now we have that and also improvisation. I'm not against falsetto playing, careful here. Some people is taking this because they are limited. They don't want to take the effort, so that they want to challenge this way that well, wow, now you are against falsetto playing, so Paco brainwashed you and now you are brainwashing us with the same philosophy. But no, I said no, I am not against falsetto playing. I know how to play falsettas, of course, But it's not about parroting the falsettos. It's about when you understand it, you can compose them. Then that's the actual value of playing falsettos. So this is the difference of my method and other methods. That this method is based in understanding the complete understanding, the whole package. And it's all about you also, because here we will explain what is the difference between practicing and playing. So practicing means things that you cannot do, not fooling around with the guitar for 5 hours. That doesn't create anything. Right? And also getting the proper supervision, which I give in Skype, and your homeworks, record that in unlisted videos, which is the data for you. You are the one who will see if you progress or not. It's not. Of course, I also see it, but here is you, the main person in this thing is you. Yeah. So this is the number one thing to do. For the understanding of the learning process, that we have to do this in a way that is fun. And actually this is the difference between intermediate. I have 9 levels from the scratch. Everyone is welcome to join the lessons on Skype. This method is designed to do it online. And although people come here, but you can practice from any, and you don't just need 20 minutes a day to do it. This is the amazing thing, because a little bit of the right thing is much more powerful than many years of the doubtful thing. And this, you will see it, because this method works. The proof is that you will verify it, and because you feel it. Then what happens, the result of this is you really will enjoy the gift of playing guitar. How marvelous this gift is of playing guitar. What a miracle is to have this instrument in your hands.
Me ayudó porque descubrí ahí la improvisación. La improvisación es algo que yo pienso que cada músico del estilo que sea, del clásico, del flamenco, de cualquier otra música debería aprender, porque en la improvisación te da mucha libertad y a la vez te da mucho conocimiento de dónde estás tocando, de cómo estás tocando, de qué armonías están en cada momento, ¿no?
Muy bien. Pablo. Sí, Paco, ¿qué es para usted la música popular y qué es la música elitista?
Yo creo que la música elitista es el refinamiento de la música popular. Por ejemplo, el flamenco. El flamenco originalmente es una música popular, una música del pueblo de Andalucía. Pero creo que ya no le pertenece más al pueblo, porque de pronto habemos gente que nos hemos pasado toda una vida encerrados, puliendo esa expresión popular. Entonces ha llegado a un nivel en el que el pueblo ya no tiene acceso, sobre todo a los matices que vamos consiguiendo la gente como yo, que nos pasamos muchas horas elaborando esa música.